What is going on, disc golf world? My name is Luke Humphries, and you are watching the Oklahoma Open, sponsored by Farmers Insurance and brought to you guys by Innova Disc Golf. The guy sitting to my right, the defending Delaware Disc Golf Challenge champion, Conor O'Reilly, here in Oklahoma. How we doing, Conor?
Glad to be here. Excited to bring you guys some disc golf after the regular season is over. We know you guys are ravenous fans and ready for some more action, so got a fun card here.
That's right. It doesn't stop for you guys. We're bringing it to you for 3 more weeks. We got the VPO and the Northwest Arkansas Open after that. But here we are in Tulsa, Oklahoma. We're at the Mohawk course. This is the Blackhawk X layout. It's the challenging one here on the property. It starts pretty simply, though, with just a straight up the gut shot, Conor.
Yeah, you got an initial gap right off the tee, just in front of the tee box, and then you got a gap right in the middle that all the players are looking to navigate straight through. Throw a straight laser line, land your disc flat, and you'll have a look here.
This is our 110 tee time, the feature card. First on the tee, from Santa Cruz, California, Matt Bell. Yeah, Matt.
That's right, Matt Bell spent a little time here. Kind of claims a little local status. He was here about 2 years. You can see Devin Owens and the bike in the background. He is the tournament director. He's an Oklahoma legend.
Matt's good at throwing his putters, and we know he's lethal on the green, so I could see this course setting up well for him.
Good grief, that's a great start from him.
Broken Arrow, Oklahoma, Brendan Cawthorne. Yeah, Brandon.
Yeah, that was Matt's signature steady.
Brendan needing a fresh song, looked like, before he stepped onto the tee there.
He's looking fresh, too. Got the shoes to match the outfit.
Ooh, catches a little bit of a limb there and ticks the nose up. That's going to be trouble there. He's going to have work to do to save a par.
Your 2021 Music City Open National Tour winner from Spring Branch, Texas, Mason Ford. Mason. Yeah.
That's right, Mason Ford taking down the Music City National Tour event just a month ago. Huge win for the young player out of Texas.
Yeah, Mason's just down the road from me, so always good to see him have success, and I'm excited to watch him play this course. He's got a lot of good technical skills, and he's got clean stroke that's going to allow him to thread these needles in the woods.
Rounding out our feature card, your defending Oklahoma Open champion from Valley Center, Kansas, Logan Harpool.
Look like a coyote out of Mason there. Just that's his bread and butter disc on a straight line, 300 plus.
Logan going with a harp here.
Must be pretty worked in, but yeah, it looks like he likes that little bit of a pullover angle to fly a flat line there.
Yeah, he played some college baseball. Just a really athletic guy, as you heard, defending champion. He's one of my buddies out of Kansas. Like you said, Brandon not done here, needing to hit a gap scramble.
Yeah, he's got about 15 feet there, so should be a par cleanup to start his round.
That's a nice putt to start Logan's round.
Yeah, you can tell Logan came from an area where it's high winds. He's got that super spinny putt with the nose up and a little bit of just flat wing angle. A little rush for Brandon there. He's going to have to just take a breath and look at that target.
Yeah, there's definitely there's a gallery there. It's the first hole. A few nerves. He's a local guy, too, so a little extra pressure maybe.
Yeah, no doubt. We all put pressure on ourselves as athletes, but when you have that little bit of home course pressure in a place you're so familiar with, it can feel weird sometimes to feel uncomfortable in a place that you should feel so comfortable at.
Yeah, exactly. You've played hundreds of rounds possibly on this property, and then all of a sudden you got a sweaty hand. Par 4 second. We had this area that we're flying over, playing out of bounds last year. Didn't play out of bounds this year. Isn't playing out of bounds, so a much easier hole. Pretty soft par 4, but there is a Mando to miss and some OB left.
Yeah, the pocket of OB left kind of keeps players from being super aggressive and trying to get a long putt here. So a lot of players are kind of just taking a placement shot, but there are players reaching on distance drivers trying to get it over that little ditch so they can have an easy chip up. Looks like Matt's got a distance driver there.
Yeah. That's a great position to be in. There's the big main tree hiding the basket that you got to maneuver around and under, most likely.
Mason's a player who approaches the tee with multiple discs a lot of times. He's usually got a good game plan, but he's also got audibles and different options that he'll like to play. So
He'll be on that left side. Probably have to play some sort of backhand skip shot, I'd guess, something low. That's a Ballista Pro out of Logan. And this...
yeah, that thing's got some understability to it. He hit it on a lot of hyzer.
Oh my gosh. Doesn't find it, and he's almost on the green. That's circle 3 right there. He's about 90 out.
Yeah, he's kind of showing, as Luke was saying, this one's a little bit of a softer 4. If you're willing to try to get aggressive, you can definitely give yourself a chance here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Brandon's over there by Mason. May have to pitch it through the OB. Yeah, it looks like that's what Mason's lining up. He'll have to carry about a 30-foot area of out of bounds, but he's confident on that gap.
Mason throwing that Omega that he likes for his shorter straight shots.
Ooh, that's out of bounds as well behind the green. Worth noting. So looks like Brandon also has a tricky little out of bounds carry that he chooses not to play. And that's the skip shot I thought Mason would have played, but
yeah, Brandon just avoiding any choice of, or any chance of a bogey there and just chipping up for a long look at a birdie and a likely par.
Matt probably going right side of this trunk. Low skipper. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, if you can drive it to the ditch or past it like Matt did, it's a very routine up and down birdie.
I guess and that was a bonsai stable one.
Another harp out of Logan there, and that's a tap-in birdie. That's textbook.
Yeah, that was just a chip.
Didn't quite give it the height there, but
yeah, it's a
easy
long
par.
bid.
All right, Mason had a tap in on hole 1, so see if he can hit a tester here. Oof. A little off there. Probably thought that wind might do a little more than what it actually did. Usually in Oklahoma, it's pretty windy, but we were blessed today with a very calm day.
Dude, what a day we had. You don't get one in Oklahoma much like this. The last 2 years, it's been rained out, super muddy, super saturated. This is just a beautiful 75-degree day here.
I've noticed Mason recently has been tapping in all his short ones with the putter upside down. Wonder if he thinks that's just going to drop in the chains better. I feel like it might.
Interesting. He's going Bryson DeChambeau scientist on it. Here we are, hole 3, one of the trickier holes on the course, distance being the key thing you need to achieve. No out of bounds right this year, but just a boomer forehand or late turning backhand, Connor.
Yeah, this one's going to be one of the hardest birdies on the course to get. It's really a top-level shot if you're getting the look here. Not only is it 455, but then your disc has to move right late in the flight.
Yeah, it's a pro-style hole that we got.
Yeah, definitely a tour-level hole here.
Matt Bell throwing a pipeline way down there. That'll be up and down for a par. It's probably about 100 feet out, maybe 120.
Let's see that baseball background here with Logan's forehand.
Dude, it's smooth. It's so smooth.
Yeah, that looked really easy. And that little leaning tree right there is a great aim point for the right-hand forehand here. So if you hit it, then you probably were trying to beat it by inches, but it's not a bad line.
Mason going roller. I love it.
That's interesting. His forehand's been picking up traction here.
Hard to tell exactly where that went, but that's not where you want to be.
Yeah, if Mason can save a par from there, then he's deserving of a round of applause.
Yeah, he's got something like a 390-foot par 3 out of the rough ahead of him. He's got a birdie. Ooh, We saw Brandon get this hole last year. He's got one of the biggest forehands in Oklahoma. Not able to get that one where he wants it. And look at this. He's got that thing standstill.
Oh my gosh. Small children in the way. Luckily, nobody was harmed.
Wow. I mean, he showed he has plenty of power on the forehand. Might adjust for tomorrow's round. We'll see.
Brendan showing the touch there. Ooh, if he beat that, he would have had a pretty close putt.
Yeah, that would have been circle one. Such a tricky inside line. It never works out as good as you think it will.
Logan might have left a little more on that than he'd like. So, see if he can straddle out off that tree and knock down.
Yeah, these aren't
20.
these aren't hard pan greens necessarily. There's little roots, sticks, small trees, stumps and stuff. Like, things aren't sliding. You can't plan on the slide necessarily or the skip.
Yeah, certain pockets you can get it here and there, but it's a little patchy. That was a good run for Brandon there. He definitely gave it the spin it needed.
This is where Mason's left for par. Just a teardrop. That's all he had.
Yeah, hard to get that one to drop in time and hold straight when you got to throw the nose up like that.
That's a good hit.
Okay, so yeah, that tree is he's probably sitting 22 right there. Not quite as far as I might have thought, but.
Logan's putting with Wardens. Worth mentioning now, this one did play .36 over par. Second hardest hole on the course. Coming off the second easiest hole on the course, hole 2.
Yeah, tough hole for Mason there, but I'm sure he'll bounce back.
Yeah, it was all about that tee shot. It'd be interesting to see what he does tomorrow. He commits to that roller line again.
One reason I like the forehand on hole 3 is here on hole 4. I feel like you can throw just about the same shot, maybe a little less steam on it, out of this gap. You want to move your disc a little bit to the right or land it gently somewhere right about here, maybe a little bit farther, giving you a short little right to left chip into a guarded green with a tree line sitting at circle's edge.
Yeah, and it was windy when Blaine droned this. You could see the trees moving. None of that today. Matt going with his pipeline.
Maybe a touch too much hyzer on that one.
Yeah, missed the angle by just a bit. Birdie almost totally out of play. He might have a forehand roller from there.
Yeah, I think that's maybe the only thing that could save some type of miraculous birdie from there.
That's the same Raider.
Yeah, that thing's getting a little hair more flip than he needs on either of those two lines. Those were so close to amazing shots. Mason looks like he's just taking mid-range here, his beat-in coyote, and just playing it straight with a little bit of fade and knowing that he's going to have a pretty short chip into the green as long as he hits the fairway.
Yeah, at only 480 feet, you think that somebody might do it, but it's just really hard to get the proper line. You don't see many people attacking a backhand around that corner. Oh, and that's huge.
Yeah, Brandon's right there by that short pin pole, and that's going to leave him about 80, 90 feet into the basket. Definitely an attackable distance.
You got about 7 or 8 trees in a line that you got to miss entering the green. And then you probably got to be under 9 feet to get under that ceiling. Skip shots right to left preferred from these players.
Mason asking for a little bit of slide and another tester there for him, but it'll be a good putt to get him going if he can knock it down.
He's being pretty vocal already this
Oh, Matt fights through some stuff.
round. And that forehand roller was even trickier than it looked.
Yeah, that was a pretty nightmarish spot off of this tee.
Okay, straddle out. No.
Oh my. Brandon, huge forehand off the tee. Puts himself about 95 feet away from the basket. And
We know he's got the power. He bombs his forehands, and he shows us he's got the touch as well. Sick slow-mo.
keeps that nose up, gives it a chance. Yeah, that was beautiful.
That'll get it going. Stay, Bob.
Nice.
Little local love for the local camera crew. GK being from right here around this area in Tulsa.
Yeah, they're the homeboys.
Logan from about 40. Doesn't quite get it up, but right on line.
He throws lasers. Laser beam putts.
Mason a little high in the chains, but that one's going to stick.
Nice full release from him.
Yep, he knows it.
Was he pulling a Nathan Queen there, or was he adjusting?
Yeah, I think he was pulling a little bit of a Nathan Queen, just like thinking about how he hit it in the chains and
Thank
how
you.
he maybe didn't feel great about his release, but he got it to stick. Got his birdie. Time to start shredding.
Yeah, a lot of birdie holes to come. Quick jump in. We got people finishing in double digits already. Lauren Lewis, local Oklahoma guy. Then, what is this? Jonathan Nicholson, 7 under through 8 holes. Flying, Connor.
John, we know he can be robotic out on the course and methodical, and looks like he's dialed in right now, getting it going.
Yeah, DFW guy. Heading into hole 5, par 4. It's a dogleg left with a kink right here in between these two groups of trees. You want to slide something typically off the ground through that gap, and then you're left with a low ceiling approach here straight away.
Yeah, this one's all about hitting your height control, and then that gap definitely tightens up as the disc is coming through there. But if you can get on the ground, usually it gets through those trees, and then this approach is a bit of a distance trick. It seems to trick your eyes a little bit, make you think you're about 30 feet different than what you might be. So you got to be careful on that approach, get it close.
That looked really good.
Yeah, it looked like he peered that gap there. Got a little hop skip to the right. He's got probably 200 feet into the green there.
Yeah. This needs to get left quick. Ooh, it does, just in time. And he'll be in an even better spot than Brandon, opening the gap up by pushing that late tree.
Yeah, the farther right, or from the tee's perspective, just the farther straight off the tee you are in this hole, you have a little more ceiling to work with on the approach.
Ooh. It's going to be a much harder birdie, but Matt just fortunate to get to where he's at. Looked like he caught a little foliage on that left side.
I feel like Matt might have to bust out that little forehand turnover stance still off that tree stance, but
And that was hammered down the pier line. About as high as you want to take it, but great shot from Logan. That's perfect position as far as you'll see anybody down there. Kev Jones does take a spike hyzer at this hole, has done it in the past. But
wow, Matt's just showing the pure physical commitment he has and body control he has by throwing a backhand off of that shot. Mason with that Omega again, his go-to straight disc from 200 to 250 feet or so. Yeah, you see why.
wow, super dialed.
Yeah, it's cool to see Logan and Mason, two different styles of strokes. Logan pulled a little higher across the chest on that Anheuser with the harp to achieve that same straight flight that Mason achieved with a neutral stability disc. Got a little touch of hyzer.
Well done from everybody. Matt Bell and Matt Bell Range.
Got to go over the branch here.
He loves this type of putt.
Matty Bell, backyard putts.
Yeah. He prefers it like that. Also looking clean today.
Maintains his balance even though he's in circle 2 and he doesn't need to, but he says, hey guys, I do this.
Outfit claims California, although he did claim Oklahoma for a little while. That's definitely it's Californian. Just inside the circle.
A lot of pace on that putt. Good commitment from Brendan.
I like that word pace. That was perfectly describing that putt. You said that Omega putter he's throwing is kind of gummy, kind of soft.
Yeah, it's like a translucent premium type plastic, but it's also got that gumminess.
All right, back hole 6. This one has a left and a right route. We're going to see Blaine flying our right route here. Backhand preferred. A little tighter as you enter the green. But you just got to commit to one of them.
Yeah, this is the first of like 3 holes we have in this course, I believe, where it's kind of both a right and a left option that you can take, both with a little bit of a hyzer action on it. It's nice to see. It kind of shows the player's strength and which side they end up taking.
I feel like Brandon going away from his strength a little bit, throwing a backhand there.
Definitely interesting to see. Maybe he just it's one of those holes where the forehand really can contest with a late tree
That
or a
big
right-handed
tree.
player.
Yeah.
The backhand can get a little more pure to the basket.
No surprise here. Just a buttery backhand line from Mason.
A little inside here. It's going to be a tricky angle from there. He's going to have to hyzer putt it around that large tree there.
It's like Matt's content to throw the backhand. He's going to show him how it's done. Oh, yeah. Skip
that's
in.
right up the gut.
Oh, my gosh.
A hand length away from grabbing some basket there.
Really. Really was. If there's a little twig in the way, just a little whoop, just to get a little height. Here's that forehand line. It's a felon.
Nice controlled, slow run up. A little bit too nose up from Logan, though.
Yeah, and a little nose up, a little tugged. See his range right here with a step putt.
Yeah, I gave it a little bit of a bid, but looked pretty content to just take a par there. He's got a decent round going so far, so no, he doesn't have to stretch too far on that one. Oh.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, it looks like Mason has to navigate around that tree a little bit and almost gives it the height. Had a good nose-up angle there. Yep.
Nice
Matt
bird
playing
from Matt.
that textbook right down the gap.
Yeah, that was. Taking the lone birdie. This one playing 0.21 strokes under par. Lots of our field getting it. These guys missing out on one of the must-gets out here, I want to say.
Yeah, at this distance and the gap not being too tight, definitely a birdie that you want to pick up 8 times out of 10.
Speaking of birdies you want to pick up, see the whole average there, 2.71, playing even easier than the last hole. Definitely an aceable hole as well.
Yeah, hole 7, something that Luke likes to refer to as an upshot hole. Definitely like a type of upshot that you'll have on a par 4. So take whatever your straight disc is and hit the gap. Play your comfortable stroke.
You and I have been playing tour courses where you got to throw a good drive to get yourself in a simple position like this. That's an errant tee shot from Matt, kicked left, and who knows?
Yeah, this gap is tight enough to really make you stress about it a little bit. It's not an easy shot. If you hit the gap, it's a likely birdie, but definitely a gap you got to focus on. And it's showing its teeth right here.
Yeah, 2 for 2 so far, hitting wood
You
early.
call me an upshot hole, I'll show you. Come on, Mason. Taking that coyote there.
Oh, go in.
Yeah, Mason's mechanics.
Go in.
Oh, he put his... Oh, my gosh. We almost had more fireworks. Tickles the right chain on the outside. His hands were up.
Oh, this is sick. Full
mechanics
flight, slow-mo.
Are so beautiful, and they set up so well for hitting gaps and flying straight. He hit the one link on the outside. Oh.
And he's outside the circle now, too. He's got to hit a putt. All 4 of these guys throwing backhands.
Logan taking that harp again. He really likes that pullover. He's playing smooth.
Yeah. It flattens out for him. Doesn't go too far. This is pretty straightforward for Brandon.
A little step through. Make sure to follow through. Land the disc
Love
flat.
that. Yeah.
Matt looked like he had a pretty open window there, so.
You can be in tricky positions if you hit early. Both of those guys ending up pretty fortunate spots.
Likely going to be a little jumper here from Mason. A little stepper.
Oh, yeah.
Step through with the right foot, left foot on the mini. Hold the follow through.
Yeah, he executes it well. It's a clean little step. This just inside the circle, it looked like it was on the line. And that's not Logan's best attempt. That's a good comebacker, though, after missing the entire basket that previous one.
I really enjoy watching Logan's putt angle. Definitely unique, and
It is.
it's really clean the way it comes out of his hand. It almost has no wobble ever.
No, it doesn't. It's really clean. That's a good par save for Brandon as we head into the 3 water holes here at Blackhawk X, the first of which plays a big righty spike hyzer over this tree that you really don't need to mess with, actually. It comes into play in your mind, but the proper shot's well wide of it.
Yeah, these 3 holes have a little bit of a different feel from most of the course. You're definitely going to have to read the wind properly and just commit to your shots mentally out here.
Yeah. We're finally seeing some of the wind. It is up. It's a headwind right to left at the moment.
This looks great. It's got the height. The headwind's going to allow the disc to stay in the air and move left.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
About 20 feet from Mason. That's perfect.
Yeah, Mason's got the putter rolling after the last couple holes, so expecting him to cash that one.
Looks like Matt's going Zeus, and he just
Hung
hung this
that
thing
one.
out. So he'll go to a drop zone from there, forced to play up that middle alley. It's not an easy up and down to save his bogey.
Yeah, it's a tunnel shot at about 245, 250 feet. So similar shot to the one they threw on the last hole.
That's a Scorpius from Brandon squeaking around that tree, but he's in perfect position now. He'll
And the
have just
commitment.
12 feet left for his birdie.
Looks like that adder maybe.
Yeah, it is the adder. Really stable disc. Oh my
gosh.
gosh.
Wow. We're having some very close. We already have fireworks on the card, and we were
That had to be a foot away.
inches away from 2 aces and back-to-back holes.
What a stable frisbee he threw.
Yeah, those adders
Oh
are really
my
fast and overstable.
Gosh, man, that was less than a foot. Incredible shot from him.
Yeah, we're combined 10 inches away from 2 more aces in the last 2 holes. Or 2 aces. Matt. Oof. Good thing that little kiss didn't tilt his wing off to the right.
There we go.
Sticking it in on the left side there.
Yeah, that was a good 25-footer.
It's one of those holes where if you go out of bounds off the tee, you still got a little work to do to get up and down.
Yeah, you definitely do. Nice one from Bell to be there.
Oh, those chains almost popped Mason right back out. His putt was almost too pure there.
Yeah, I watched that from across the pond, actually wondering how hard that thing hit. Stays, luckily, though, as a putt that hits dead center should. Brandon also birdie.
Yeah, he's just in one of those spots where there's a few less chains from the angle he was coming at the basket than he needed.
Yeah, you don't want to see people dead center spit out, though. That's not why we're trying to be here. It's not, you don't want to beat anybody in a situation like that. Hole 9, second water hole. We've got OB long as well, just a couple meters past this basket, probably 10, 12 feet.
Yeah, essentially a peninsula. This one, it takes a good rip here, 410 feet with a narrow-ish gap to hit late. You really got to fly your disc flat and have a little bit of fade for the right-hand backhand player.
Yeah, the wind is up, and it's left to right now, kind of holding Mason's disc out there, not letting it hook up. He'll be left with a jump putt out of that. Shul over there, he's probably about 40 feet. If you miss your angle, though, these lakes do come into play. I've seen people go in them almost every time I've been out here.
Yeah, if you get your nose tilted down too much or up too much, that rightward and leftward pond definitely can come into play. And then there's that creek out of bounds long. So this one, all about speed control.
Yeah, you see almost nobody going pin high on it.
Yeah, for 410, it plays abnormally long. Just the way the gap shapes up late.
That looks great, though. That's an evader.
Wow, Logan discing down to a slower disc, playing that straight penetrating fade. That's a really smart play there. It's something I might take note of. If the wind's down, at least. Matt playing a little more direct at it. Looks like a distance driver.
Nice little bounce out. Looked like it could have pushed through the edge, but would have ended up in a similar spot. Brandon from 60. Clear line. OB right of the basket, though. You could chain out, hit the pan, end up OB real quick from a situation like Mason's in as well.
Yeah, they both had that same window there framed up nicely, but just couldn't quite get it to hit height-wise.
Yeah, it's a very typical window on this hole. Lots of guys missing over there.
Matt popping it out of his hand, straddled out around that tree. No problem.
Bouncing back from that bogey.
Yeah, I thought it was. That was my bad.
Good comebacker from Brandon there.
Yeah, he ramped off the top of the basket and went a little further than I thought. There we go. A couple nice putts for Logan, bouncing back from that air ball on 7.
Yeah, it's a good 2 to pick up.
Yeah, it definitely is. Just to get through that gap, be pin high. All 3 of these water holes actually do play over par, too. That one playing 0.16 strokes over par. Quick looking at the leaderboard. Brandon Cawthorne carding the eagle, that blue spot standing out, but some bogey-free rounds going. And wow, Jonathan Nicholson, 10 under through 13 holes. This is a scorching pace that he's setting right now. He's only missed 3 of them. Tied with Lauren Lewis now. See Jacob Bushnell jumping on the leaderboard. Coda Hatfield, Emerson Keith, both scorching the front 9. Coming in strong as well, looking to push the double digits. Lots of golf left to play. Lots of birdies to come. There's your tournament director right there, Devin Owens. Thank you guys for being with us. This has been a GK Productions episode front 9 of the Oklahoma Open from 2021, brought to you guys by Farmers Insurance. Thanks to Innova Discs for sponsoring it as well. For Conor O'Reilly, my name's Luke Humphries. We're going to see you on the back nine.